You know, in traditional Chinese medicine, there's this idea of a pathway that carries, well, basically the entire weight of our lives. Today, we're going to explore that exact pathway. It's the story of the bladder meridian.
Just let that sink in for a second. We all carry these invisible burdens, right? Stress, responsibilities, fears we never even talk about. But what if there was an actual physical map for all that weight? Well, that map is this meridian. The best way to think about it is like a silent river just flowing right through you. And as it flows, it collects and carries everything you're holding on to, all the stuff you never say out loud. And this isn't just any pathway. We're talking about the single longest meridian in the entire body. It's like a massive journey that charts the whole landscape of our physical and emotional endurance. Get this, along this huge pathway, on each side of your body, there are 67 distinct acupressure points. 67! Each one is like a little stop along that river, a place where energy can pool up, get stuck, or hopefully be released. All right, so where does a journey this massive even begin? Probably not where you're thinking. It all starts with our sight, with how we see the world. We're heading right to the headwaters of this river. And that question is really the key to the whole thing. Why the eyes? It seems kind of strange, right? For a pathway that we mostly associate with our back. But the answer is actually pretty profound. It's because our perception is the entry point. All the stress, the joy, the fear, everything we take in with our eyes gets translated into physical tension that our body then has to carry. So the very first point on this journey is called Jingming, which translates to bright eyes. And it's located right at the inner corner of your eye. You can literally think of it as the gateway, the exact spot where the outside world starts to flow into your own internal river. Okay, so from the eyes, this river flows up and over the head. It crosses the forehead, you know, where we hold all our worry. Then it travels over the very top of our head, our point of connection to everything else. And finally, it comes down to the back of the neck, the pillar that literally supports our head and our gaze. And now the river flows into its biggest, most significant channel yet, the great watershed of the back. I mean, think about it. Our back is basically our history, written in tissue and bone. It's where we physically shoulder everything, our duties, our anxieties, and that deep, bone-weary fatigue that comes from feeling like you can just never, ever let your guard down. This is where the path of the meridian does something really incredible. It actually splits into two parallel branches, like a set of twin rivers flowing down on either side of the spine. And these aren't just on the surface either. They run deep, connecting to every single major organ before they finally meet up again behind the knee. And along these twin rivers, you'll find the absolutely crucial back shoe points. The best analogy is a master switchboard for your entire body. There's a point for the lungs, one for the heart, the liver, the kidneys, you name it. And each one directly influences the health and even the emotional state of that specific organ. So, what happens when this river gets blocked up with tension? How does the body signal for help? Well, it sends out signals, things you probably recognize. Persistent head and neck pain, a stiff back, that chronic fatigue you can't shake. It's that feeling of being constantly on guard, making it so hard to truly relax. It's the physical proof of feeling completely overwhelmed. So, after all this, what's the big takeaway from this whole journey? It's really not about memorizing anatomy. It's about learning how to listen. What's fascinating is that the message this meridian sends kind of changes as we go through life. For us adults, it's like a record of our endurance, all the responsibilities, the unspoken fears we've carried for years. But for a child, it's the path that's literally carrying them as they grow. It's teaching their body how to tense up, how to protect itself when it gets scared or nervous. And here's the beautiful part. Your body doesn't judge you for any of this. The meridian isn't going to ask you why you're so stressed or tell you to just be stronger. Nope. It just sends these little messengers, soreness, pain, stiffness, fatigue, and they all have one simple reminder for you. You have been holding on for a long, long time. So, really, the goal here isn't to go out and memorize all 67 points or their names. That's not it at all. The real goal is just to learn to listen, to become fluent in the language of your own body, to hear the story it's trying to tell you through this incredibly powerful river. In the end, this meridian doesn't ask you to be brave. It doesn't ask you to shoulder even more than you already are. Instead, it asks a much simpler and maybe a much more profound question. It just asks you to notice, where are you holding on and just where? Can you finally let go?